Hello all, welcome to my channel. I'm Will Wyvern. Today I want to talk about the Egyptian god of knowledge, Thoth. He's ibis-headed, the creator of the writing. He started off as a moon god and eventually evolved into the god of knowledge, the god of the scribes, taking down knowledge, passing it on to the next generation. Why I think Thoth is so important is because that's what he does. He passes knowledge from one generation on to the other. And if you know me, you know I think passing along experiences, knowledge to the next generation, to other people is so important. I know a lot of people want their practice to be secret. I know a lot of people safeguard all their books of shadows and don't want to tell anybody about what they do and don't want anyone to find out what they do. But for me, sharing knowledge and experience is one of the greatest ways we can help our brother or sister. We can help others so they don't have to go through the struggles we did, so they can learn and share in the knowledge that we have. And I think Thoth is a fantastic aspect of the deity to incorporate into your practice when you're trying to learn something or you're trying to teach something. Because I think it's important that you do both. I think it's important that you're always trying to learn new things. You're always trying to expand your knowledge, expand your database in your brain. And the way you do that by reading books, watching movies, watching YouTube videos. I mean, there's a wealth of knowledge out there. There are so many different ways to learn than there were just a couple decades ago. So take advantage. Always be learning. Always try to find out something new. Now, it might not be something that you're very interested in or your hobby, but it's always good to have a very broad base of knowledge. So when you hear people talking or you come across a conversation, you're not totally in the dark. You kind of have an idea of what they're talking about. So it's always good to expand your knowledge so you can be ready for a lot of things that you come across. And not only is it important to expand your knowledge, but it's important to help expand others. Let others learn from you. Share your experiences. That's the main reason I do these videos. I want to share with you my life experiences so that'll help your experience base grow. So you can take the knowledge I have, you can take the experiences I have, and you can incorporate those into your practice. Some of the stuff you can just ignore, throw it away, but other stuff you might be like, he made an interesting point. Let me research that further. And when you do that, you're going to help yourself grow. You're going to learn more at your own pace, your own speed. I think it's one of the greatest blessings we can get from the deity is when we share our knowledge. Don't keep your knowledge locked up. You need to share that knowledge. Now, I don't worship Thoth. I don't put him up on an altar and pray to him and give him offerings. I use Thoth as a focus point. When I want to expand my knowledge, or if I need help learning something or sharing something, on my altar, I'll set up Thoth. I'll set a couple, other focus items, but I use Thoth to focus my thoughts. So I'm not thinking about love. I'm not thinking about money. I'm not thinking about my health. I'm not thinking about my future. I'm not thinking about any of that stuff. What I'm focusing on is the task at hand. And the task at hand is learning or sharing or teaching. Because I really think I can't overemphasize how important I think it is to share your knowledge and to learn new knowledge. And if you need help doing that, if you're having trouble grasping a concept, or if you're having trouble understanding something that you read or something that you saw, or if you're having trouble getting your point across, if you're having trouble teaching someone, if you're having trouble sharing your experience, articulating your thoughts into words, Thoth is a good focus point. Set up your altar, set up a candle, set up some incense, have a picture of Thoth on your phone, or, if you want to buy a little figurine or a statue, or if you want to just print out a picture or just draw a picture. I mean, he's real easy. Just draw a little ibis-headed human holding a scribe, pen and paper, and set that down on your altar, light your candle, and then just look at Thoth and ask him for your guidance. Ask the deity, the universe, just ask them to help you to learn, to help you to share knowledge, to help you to understand, to help you be able to express your thoughts clearly. And Thoth is going to help you focus. You're not going to be thinking about this god and healing. You're not going to think about this god and getting money to pay your rent next month. You're not going to think about this goddess and hoping someone falls in love with you. All that stuff's going to be elsewhere. You need to focus, and that's why I have these little figurines. That's why I have these little statues, because I'm not worshiping this statue. I don't believe there's an ibis-headed human running around up in the sky. I believe he is an interpretation of the knowledge aspect of the deity. I believe our ancestors they couldn't comprehend what the deity was. They knew some people were smarter than others. They knew some people had more knowledge. They knew some people could teach better than others. I mean, they knew who was the best person to go to if you wanted to learn blacksmithing, or if you wanted to learn how to hunt, or if you wanted to learn how to build a house or build a structure, or if you wanted to learn medicine. You knew who to go to. You knew who was smart enough. And then Thoth is the interpretation of the gift of knowledge and experience and wisdom that the deity gave to certain people. They couldn't understand how people were smarter than other people. They couldn't understand how some people could write and read and learn and teach. So they attributed that to a figure. They made an interpretation. Their tiny little brains, and we still have tiny little brains, can't comprehend the magnitude of the deity. And so they made an aspect of the knowledge of that deity, of how he teaches and how people learn. So when you focus on Thoth, you're focusing on the aspect of the deity. Whatever culture, Greek culture, I think it was Hermes who was the god of knowledge or experience or wisdom. The Celts had their own, the Mexican, the Aztecs, they had their own. Every culture had a god or goddess of wisdom and knowledge because they knew it was so important. It was who they went to when they wanted to learn. So, when you want to learn or when you want to teach, focus on Thoth, or whatever god or goddess of your culture that you choose. It doesn't have to be Thoth. It could be, if you follow the Celtic religion, look up who's the goddess or god of knowledge. If you follow an Aztec religion, if you follow Greek religion, whatever you follow, whatever you use in your practice, find out who the god or goddess of knowledge is, and then focus on that person. And all that's going to do is help you focus. Again, get all that other stuff out of your mind, all that other stuff you're thinking about, all this other stuff that's running around up there like crazy, and use that image to help focus your thoughts on what you want and what you desire. That's how your practice is going to get more intense. That's how your practice is going to get more rewarding. If you focus on your task at hand, focus on what you want, use Thoth. I've been using him for decades. He is who I go to when I want to learn or when I want to teach. I have a little necklace that I wear whenever I'm doing something to where I'm hoping to share knowledge, or if I'm, reading a new book or studying up on a new subject, I'll wear this necklace so I can focus on Thoth and make sure I'm focusing on learning and don't let my mind wander onto other things. But I want to just go over that with you, give you something you can work on. As always, I talk about learning and growing. Don't be stagnant. I know people get comfortable. I know people are like, I know enough to get by. I don't need to learn anything else. But the more you learn, the more your brain is working. And believe me, that's going to help when you get older. Because as you get older, if you don't use your brain, you're going to lose it. And that is one of the saddest things I've seen, is when people start to lose their facilities, when they start to forget, when they can't speak, when they have trouble remembering things. And I think, I'm, sure that some of that's genetic and from your environment, but I think a lot of that comes from if you don't use your brain, if you don't use your mind. So focus on Thoth. Learn something new today. Teach somebody something new. Talk to somebody about something you know and just share your experience. Hell, make a YouTube page like I did to better get your experiences out there, to get your knowledge. I love hearing from you guys. I love knowing that I'm getting across to you. And some of the comments I see lets me know that, and that makes me happy. I'm not doing this to make money. I'll never make money on this because my videos are too short and I don't have enough followers, and that's fine. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it to share knowledge and to help others grow. Because when I see other people grow, when I see other people share knowledge and experiences and nod their head and you see that light go off above their head because they understand something, that makes me feel good. I feel blessed. And I hope you do the same. I hope you strive to learn, and I hope you strive to teach, and use Thoth to help you on your path. As always, thank you for listening. I wish you the best. I wish you blessings. I wish you a wonderful day and weekend. And as always, thank you.